Good morning and welcome to Strassenfest Live here on WJTS-18 and WBDC Radio. I'm Kurt Gooksell. The next hour or so, we will talk all things Jasper Strassenfest, the 34th annual edition of the annual street festival in downtown Jasper and all around the city for that matter. And on our first segment today, we are visiting with the chairwoman, Meredith Vogelr. Meredith, thanks for coming by today. I know you're busy on this day, and how are things going for the fest this year as we kick it off today?
Things are going really well, Kurt. You can see downtown, all the preparations have been made and everything is set. We're ready to go tonight. Opening ceremonies begin at 6:15 p.m.
And when you prepare for this fest, what's the most time-consuming thing that you have to be aware of as your position as the chairwoman?
Well, there's really quite a few things that happen throughout the year. I wouldn't say that there's one particular task that's more overwhelming, than others. Just a lot of small details that really, build up as the year goes on.
And I'm sure it's easier being in the second year as you gone on here.
No, I think so, definitely. You kind of, you get the whole first year is kind of just a trial run, and you hope, you're always wondering, is this fest going to happen? And then you get a lot more comfortable the second year and say, hey, this works out, everything works.
Why did you decide to be involved as the chairwoman? What made you want to do that?
Well, a lot of reasons. I do enjoy, giving back to the community. The Strassenfest is a wonderful opportunity to do that. And I can't think of any other greater reason than to plan a party. Who doesn't want to plan a party? It's a lot of fun.
And you have a good group to work with. Your committee's been very solid. A lot of people, do it year after year. So that's got to be neat to have, too.
No, Kurt, we have an outstanding committee. Truly, we have really come together, I think, over the past 2 years. I feel very fortunate to have been a chairperson with the group that I have. And you'll get to meet some of them here later today on Strassenfest Live. And they're wonderful. Can't say enough good things.
Every year the Strassenfest gets bigger and better. What are some of the highlights for this year's event?
Well, there's several different things. I think people are normally interested in what the new events are, it seems like, from year to year. And I know Andrea will give you more of a sneak peek here today. Some of the things that are going to happen, even kicking off tonight after the opening ceremonies at 8 o'clock in the beer garden, we're going to have a Stein holding contest, which I think is going to be a really neat addition. It sounds easy, folks, but it's actually holding a liter mug, straight out with your arm and for the longest amount of time. And it actually is a lot tougher than what you would think. So that is one event that's going to be neat. Tomorrow night we do have a tug of war contest that's going to be taking place at Hettinger Beverage, and that's also going to be really nice. And then I think I'm also probably most interested in our diaper derby that's going to be taking place on Saturday morning. So I've got a little guy that's going to be out showing his true colors and probably making a big mess. Who knows?
We know a lot about the Strassenfest because we're involved every year, but you guys have gotten a lot of publicity around the state, and it's become kind of a bigger event for people coming in as well. You guys have got a lot of good publicity, haven't you?
Well, we have. It's actually interesting that you mentioned that. It seemed like, this year, even more than last year, for whatever reason, I've had more and more requests for photos to use in different news stories. We had a wonderful article that just got picked up in Indianapolis Star this past Sunday. So we're noticing now that we have, more and more farther reaching coverage, it seems like. So we're really expanding ourselves, and we're starting to become, very well known, not only in southern Indiana, but even, central Indiana.
How many people do you expect to come to Jasper this week? I know it's hard to put a number on it, but what have you guys figured out about that?
Well, we've only ever had crude, measuring tools, but we estimate our attendance at about 25,000, per fest weekend, and so that's a pretty good number. We're pretty impressed with that. Of course, we don't have any particular way of measuring that, but that's our best guess.
I know you've been talking about they had that severe weather situation at the State Fair, and you guys have a large festival with a lot of people in the downtown area. I know you guys have taken precautions with the emergency management people to keep people safe in event of bad weather. I know that's part of the planning too.
Sure, no, that's absolutely correct. About a month ago, Kenny Hoaxang and I had attended a meeting down in Evansville. One of our state fire marshal reps was down there and gave us all the new codes and everything that has come down since the unfortunate tragedy at the State Fair last August. It had taken them nearly a year to come to terms with some of the rules and regulations that were going to be set forth, but I do feel comfortable that we're going to be in good shape. The city has been tremendous help, and with me just in getting different measurements of the stages, getting documentation to send to the state, and also creating an emergency action plan that we now have as part of the fest.
And you mentioned Kenny and the fire people, but I know the police and Ramey Eckerl and his crew at the street department. You get a lot of help from the city people.
Absolutely, there's no question. I mean, you just named a couple of them right there. There's hundreds of people that come together this weekend that help us out, but you certainly named some of the top guys that are always they're kind of on the speed dial. So.
And it kicks off tonight and in the parade on Sunday. It's a very busy weekend. Just talk about the parade. That's always special.
No, it is. It's going to be great. You know, we've got definitely a full 2 hours worth of entries that are going to be in the parade this year. I don't know the particular lineup here off the top of my head, but I know that we've got, a lot of the same, old favorites that are going to be in, a number of new ones as well.
And this fest benefits a lot of people. It's all the vendors downtown, the food and whatnot. It all goes back to the community because there are a lot of non-for-profits that really depend on this fest, and that's what makes it special, isn't it?
Well, I think that is one of the biggest selling points, the highlights of our fest. We're very unique in our area that we have these nonprofits that run the booth and then the money going back. You go to a lot of other city festivals and, they have hired out, carnival companies that come and provide the food, and that's a very nice event, but I think that it really says a lot about our community that everybody comes together, takes the time to put the booths together, and they really come together and make a big difference. We're
going to let you go and get on your day. I know you're very busy. Anything else you'd like to add before you take off?
Well, there's going to be a few surprises here and there, the fest this weekend, so I just encourage anyone, if you have not yet made plans to come, I'm sure that's not the case, but if you have not made plans to come, please do. Be down at the fest, and we look forward to seeing you.
Meredith, thanks a lot for coming by. I know you do a great job, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much, Kurt. Thanks for having me.
That's Meredith Vogel, the chairwoman of this year's annual Strassenfest. We'll have more Strassenfest live here on WBDC and WJTS-18 right after this. Welcome back to Strassenfest live here on WBDC and WJTS-18. I'm joined now by Becky Hickman. She is the coordinator of the Queen's Pageant, and also Charlotte Olson, our royalty for this year. And Becky, Charlotte, thanks a lot for joining us.
Definitely.
Becky, how was the contest this year, and how did everything work out?
The contest went very well. We had 5 wonderful ladies vying for the Miss Strassenfest title, and it just went like clockwork. And I have to thank everyone who comes out and helps with that every year. They're dedicated, they're there, and they help make it happen.
Again, it was at the Jasper Middle School, and we talked about in years past, it was always the Wednesday before the fest. Now it's back on that Saturday. Has that worked out pretty well for you?
It has worked out really well with coordinating the littles and the junior miss, and Charlotte and her family hosted a get-together last night at her home just to help everyone meet each other and see who they're going to hang out with at the fest. So it's really nice to have that few extra days in there to prepare.
How's the pageant structured, and how far back do you go to get ready for it?
We start in early in the year with putting the application on the website and start advertising around April, May, and then the applications are due in the end of June, and then we start really the second Tuesday. We have some photos and some video of their community involvement and practice, and then we have dress rehearsal, and it's the big day.
For people that have not been to the night itself, how is it formatted?
In the afternoon at 3 o'clock, we have the Little Miss and Mr. and Donna Stimley will talk more about that piece of it. And then in the afternoon, while the Little Miss and Miss are having their program, the Junior Miss and the Miss have their interviews. And 45% of the total score is based on their interview. So that's a lot of times what the audience don't see is they don't see that interview. Right. And then we start off with the Junior Miss in their interview outfit. And then we have the Miss come out in their interview outfit and their community involvement project, as well as coming out with outfit from Looking Glass or Just Whimsy. It's very nice that they donate those outfits and let them wear that. And then we end up with the evening gown and the little party dress for the Junior Miss.
Becky, you've been the coordinator for a long time. I know you get a lot of help. I know you're very excited about doing this every year, aren't you?
Yeah, it is fun, because one of the things that I enjoy about it is helping the young girls learn how to interview. And interviewing is so important. Communicating is something that's a part of their life forever. And, it's rewarding when I get a phone call years down the road and say, Becky, thank you for helping me with the interview skills, because I believe what I learned during the Strassenfest helped me get the job that I wanted here. So it is fun, yeah.
Charlotte, how did you feel when they called your name that you were the Strassenfest queen?
I was just really surprised and really grateful. I worked really hard, and Becky helped me so much. She was there for me when I needed it. She helped me in preparation. She helped me work out my application. When they called my name, I was just, wow. I was so blessed. I just felt so honored. That's what I felt. It was just amazing.
Who are your parents?
My parents are Lori and Richard Olson.
And
So-
where do you go to school?
I go to the University of Alabama.
Oh, roll tide.
Yeah.
Do you know the words of Alabama?
Not all of them, but I
You
know.
can hum it, right?
I can hum it.
That's right. That's good. And why did you decide to do this? I mean, it's a big step to be in one of
Right.
these. Why did you decide to do it?
Well, first off, I love the Strassenfest. It's a great part of the summer. I always look forward to it. And, you know, I just wanted a great chance to be a bigger part of the Strassenfest, a chance to really be able to bring people out, to just be a big part of it. And I just love it. I just had to be a part of it.
What was the best part of the pageant for you?
My favorite part is the interview, but I would say the best part was, of course, being able to see everyone get a placing and, of course, being crowned and meeting my family afterwards. But there's multiple favorite parts.
I know they asked you a question on stage in front of everybody. What was that question?
My question was, who is the most influential person in my life? And I said my grandfather.
Well, that was neat, so
Yeah.
that's good. What are you looking forward to the most? It's always a busy weekend for the Queen. What do you think are going to be the highlights for you, and what are you looking forward to the most?
I know the highlights will be meeting all the different people and giving out the awards and all the people that come out to see you. I'm most excited for just my court. I really love, like Becky said, we had a meet and greet last night. I got to meet all the littles, all the juniors, and of course I knew the Miss. And I'm just looking forward to the family atmosphere that we're going to be involved in with the fest. The fest is so family oriented, and I'm excited to be a part of that. So that's going to be my favorite part, just being part of a large family.
And when you're at school or even away from school, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Dance or sleep. I'm very involved in dance and performing arts, so I like to really, on my spare time, I guess, study or just catch up on rest and or look at new upcoming performances, stuff like that.
We talked about you going to Alabama. What made you decide to go to Bama to study?
Their dance program is phenomenal. They have a tremendous group of teachers, group of students. They really encourage you. It's a very dedicated, hard-working program, and it really fit me and my personality really well. So that's really what made my decision, is the coaches and the way it's set up.
I was down there a couple of weeks ago. Very friendly down there, aren't they?
Yes, very nice. It's very good Southern hospitality.
All right, well, thanks a lot for coming
Yeah,
by. Best
definitely.
of luck this weekend. I know you're going to have a great time.
Thanks for having me.
And Becky, anything else before we let you go? I know you're busy too this week.
Yeah, Kurt, if I could, I'd like to recognize the rest of the court. First runner-up is Molly Litteken. The second runner-up is Mallory Humpert. Miss Photogenic is Katie Letterman. And Miss Congeniality is Tabitha Poff.
All right, well, Becky, thanks a lot for coming by
You're
too.
welcome, Kurt.
That's Becky Hickman, the Queen Contest Coordinator, and also Charlotte Olson, our Strassenfest Queen for this year's Strassenfest. Stay tuned, we'll have more Strassenfest Live here on WBDC and WJTS-18 right after this. Welcome back to Strassenfest Live here on WBDC and WJTS-18. We are joined now by Darla Blasey. She handles the Junior Miss pageant at the Strassenfest. Darla, thanks for coming by today.
Thanks, Kurt.
And who do we have here?
This is Ashley Whitsitt. She is our Junior Miss Strassenfest.
All right, I'm sure it was a lot of fun at the pageant. Darla, just talk about this year's pageant and how things went.
Well, this is our third year for the Junior Miss Strassenfest, and things are going very well. We have our event tied with the Miss Strassenfest at 7 o'clock on Saturday evenings, and our contestants, we had 20 contestants this year, so it was our largest turnout. All great girls, and they participated with an interview in the afternoon, similar to the Miss Strassenfest, and then that evening on stage they came out and did an introduction. They also are involved in a community service project, and so they talked a little bit about their project through a slideshow presentation with photos and a script that they developed themselves. And then, of course, they come out on stage with a dress to kind of show off their personality at the end, and just a great event.
What kind of community service project did they do?
Well, it ranged from working at the food bank,
Okay.
the community meals. We had someone who helped at the Princess Camp with little girls and then went to the nursing home. I'll let Ashley talk
Okay,
a little bit
yeah.
maybe about what she was involved in, but over 72 hours worth of service time was given by the 20 contestants. So want the girls to get involved with the community and understand how important that is.
All right, Ashley, What's it like since you've been named Junior Miss? Is it fun so far?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a little bit crazy, you know, getting everything planned out and just doing everything I'm supposed to and getting my journal and all that it's fun and it's an honor to be in it.
Of course, who are your parents?
My parents are Jason and Carla Whitsitt
And where do you go to school?
at Jasper Middle School,
All right, you're going to be in what grade?
7th.
All right, what's the best part of school?
Well, I really like school, and my favorite subject would probably have to be social studies. I like learning about my past.
Right, who are your favorite teachers?
Oh, that's
I'm putting you on
hard.
your spot here. Well, you don't have to answer that. We don't want to make anybody mad. What made you want to enter the contest?
Well, I wanted to try something new, and I wanted to be more involved with the Strassenfest. Yeah.
And we talked with Darla about the community service project. What did you guys do?
I volunteered at the Jasper Park and Rec for the Camp for Kids.
That's fun. What did you do during that camp?
Well, we went to the park. The camp ranges from 4 years old to 6 years old. And we just went to the park, hung out, and did a whole bunch of games. We had a water day, and we went to the pool, which was fun.
And you're going to have a busy weekend. What are going to be some of your duties this weekend during the Strassenfest?
Well, I have many events I'm going to be going to. I'm going to be handing out awards and just being there enjoying the fest and just being there to represent Junior Miss.
What are you going to be looking forward to the most? What's going to be the best part, you think, as we head into the fest?
Well, I think I'm going to really enjoy handing out the awards to all the people and getting to meet new people and getting to just spend time with my court and having a fun time.
All right. Well, Ashley, thanks a lot for coming by. Best of luck, and hope you have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Darla, anything else
I did
before you go?
Yes, I wanted to just announce the other winners of the court. So our first runner-up was Anna Wagner. The second runner-up was Hannah Welp. Miss Congeniality was Morgan Decker, and Miss Photogenic was Priscilla Olson. So you'll see those girls around the fest as well this week.
All right, Darla, thanks a lot for coming. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
It's always a pleasure.
All right, that's Darla Blasey and Ashley Whitsitt here on Strassenfest Live. We'll have more right after this. We are back on Strassenfest Live as we get you ready for the 34th annual Jasper Strassenfest, joined by Donna Stemley, the coordinator of the Little Miss and Mr. Donna, thanks a lot for coming by. And
Thank you.
Who do we have here today?
We have Delaney Wiggins. She's our little miss. And our little mister is Mason Schullenbacher. Did I say that right, Mason? Thank you. Thank you.
Donna, how was the contest this year?
It was great. We had 32 kids. Very good. They did a wonderful job. We did a little different this year. We had them be interviewed on stage by Matt Eckert, who is my MC usually. And the kids did fabulous. They filled out their own form for the questions that he answered or asked.
Okay.
So there was no reason why they didn't know the answers. And it worked out great.
How do you get this started? What's the process you go to get ready for this event?
I usually run an ad in the paper, and next year it will be online also the end of May. And then we have a meeting the second week of June, and then we meet again in July, and then they have their contest.
Did you have did you have to cut it down for the Miss and Mr. this year?
I do not.
Okay, well that's good.
Nope.
And you had the contest earlier, I guess. Does that help a lot instead of the night before?
Yeah, it helps to have it all the same day. We have ours at 3 o'clock, so we ended up being done by about 4:45, so that gave plenty of time for everything to get ready for the Queens at 7.
All right, Delaney, you can pick up the mic. Yeah, you can hold it. Good. Who are your parents?
Kelly and Ken Wiggins,
All right, where do you go to school?
Precious Blood School.
And do you have a favorite class or teacher?
My favorite teacher is Mrs. Dupe so far.
All right, and what's your favorite class? What do you like to study the most?
Reading.
Good, and it's the summertime, of course. What do you do for fun in the summer?
I like swimming and playing tennis and just hanging out with my friends.
Well, that's neat. What was the best part of the contest the other day? What did you like the most?
I liked hearing my name get called on stage that I won.
Yeah, that's probably pretty cool. That's really good. Donna mentioned that you had to write out a question that you wanted to ask on the stage. What was your question?
My question was, tell me about your family, what my favorite food was, what was my favorite subject in school.
Really? What was your favorite food? What did you say? What did you tell them?
Macaroni and cheese.
All right. Do you cook that? Or you let Mom take care of that?
I let my mom take care of that.
Good move there. What's going to be the best part about this weekend? What are you looking forward to the most?
All the games and rides.
All right. Delaney, congratulations. Hope you have fun this weekend.
Thanks.
Mason, you can pick up the microphone. We had ladies first. Who are your parents?
Michelle and Jim.
All right. And where do you go to school?
5th Street.
All right. Do you have a favorite class or stuff that you like to do in school? You don't like school? No. It'll get better, trust me. What do you like to do in the summertime before we go back to school?
I like playing Wii or on a Kindle or on the laptop.
You're great. What's your favorite Wii game?
Usually I don't really have a favorite. I like all of them.
What are some of the games you play?
Batman, Star Wars.
Are you pretty good?
Yeah, Mario.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's neat. What kind of question did they ask you on stage the other night?
What's your favorite?
You can hold the mic up a little bit. What's
What's
that?
your favorite food?
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Ravioli.
Ravioli. Well, that's good. You'll be doing a lot of stuff this weekend. What do you think is going to be the best part of the Strassenfest?
I'm really into the games, rides, and floats.
That's going to be cool. You're going to ride in the parade? That'll be really...
I'm really into the games, rides, and the plays.
Is that going to be pretty cool riding in the parade?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I
Donna,
kind of like it.
anything else you'd like to add before you guys take off?
My first runner-up for the girls was Grace Weidenbender. Second runner-up was Anna Schmidt. The first runner-up for the boys was Tommy Gilbert. And second runner-up was Jonathan Thurman. And thank you for having us.
All right, Donna, no problem. Thank you for bringing Mason and Delaney by. Guys, have fun this weekend, okay? All right, we'll have more Strassenfest live here on WJTS-18 and WBDC right after this. They're leaving me. We are back on Strassenfest Live. Very happy to be joined by Andrea Hettinger. We are talking events for this year's Strassenfest. And Andrea, just talk a little bit about what you got going on. Obviously a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of events back this year. We've been working with a wide variety of community groups, and a couple new ones this year. We are doing a diaper derby Saturday morning for infants on up to the toddler ages. It's kind of a little foot/crawling/ pedaling on the small little bikes race, and that's going to be at the German American Bank parking lot at 9 a.m. Okay. This evening at 7 p.m. we have a new Stein holding contest in the beer garden. Steins are filled with water, and whoever can hold it straight out parallel to the body the longest is crowned the winner. We have the polka and chicken dance contest back this evening also. A lot of the old favorites, the log sawing contest, the wet loft. New event this year again is the tug of war. So a couple new ones and a lot of the old favorites back.
How did you decide on a Stein holding contest? I mean, it fits, obviously, but who came up with that?
Yeah, Darla actually, another member of the committee had seen it somewhere, and it's a traditional beer house kind of event, so we thought we'd try it out this year. We eliminated the broad eating contest and replaced it with this, since we always had, Jesse was always our tried and true winner for the broad eating contest, so we tried to switch it up a little bit this year and do the Stein holding contest. And
the tug of war, that'll be neat.
Yeah, we're doing a co-ed tug of war. It's actually at Hettinger Beverage on Friday night, kind of in conjunction with the balloon race. And it's 3 men, 3 women, and all the proceeds for that benefit the Folds of Honor charity for veterans' children.
And it's neat to get new events, too. I know you're going to mention some of the stuff that we've always had, but it's neat to have new stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, we have it's a great lineup of new events, and then we have a lot of community partners that have been coming up with some great new ideas, so it's nice to have some fresh things and then to have a lot of the favorites back, too.
And as the chairperson, you got to like when somebody comes to you with a different idea. That's probably neat.
Yeah, it is. It's always a challenge to solicit new people to get involved. We have a lot of community groups that have been working with us basically since the inception of the Strassenfest, so it's always great to get new people involved involved and to get some new faces into the works of everything.
And it's all around the city too. You got stuff spread out, which is neat. It's not just centralized.
We do.
down.
Since the museum's been in town too, we have a lot of great things that happen out at the county museum. So, if it gets a little hot on Saturday afternoon, be sure to stop by there. It is air conditioned, and they have a lot of wonderful little exhibits and events going on at the community museum and also out at the art center. So literally on all sides of town.
Do you enjoy working on the committee?
I do. It's been a great time so far. I had no idea before I got on the committee. It literally is a year-round planning process, and everybody on the committee and all the chairs for the booths and the events and that sort of thing do a fabulous job, and it really is a community effort to get this done.
What do you like the best about the Strassenfest? What's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing about the Strassenfest, I think, is just how really the community comes together to get it done, and every booth, every event, if there's money made, it benefits some sort of organization or community group within our city, and I think that's fabulous, and that we can still keep it all local and keep the money here in Jasper that's raised from the Strassenfest.
All right, Andrea, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us, Kurt.
All right, that's the event chairwoman, Andrea Hedinger, talking about this week's events at the Jasper Strassenfest. We'll have more after this. Welcome back to Strassenfest Live, and like we usually do, we close things down with our buddy Bernie Jeffries, the president of the Jasper German Club, who they play a big role in the Strassenfest festivities. Bernie, thanks for coming by today, and I know it's always a big weekend for the Jasper German Club, isn't it?
You're right, and thank you for having us, Kurt. I appreciate it very much. It's really a pleasure to be a part of this celebration, which has been going on now for 34 years. And the Jasper German Club, I'm proud to say, was instrumental in getting this whole thing started. It sure ties in with where we came from, who our parents were and our grandparents. It just gives you a lot of pride to know that today you can help continue that legacy of our German heritage. A lot of youngsters don't speak the language anymore, right. But it's fun to know how our living traditions are and how we continue that on.
You're the president, and this will be your final year. How's that been, and have you enjoyed that?
Well, I'm president of a 500-member club. We are strictly a social club to promote our German heritage and our traditions. But more than that, we do support our cultural exchanges between Pfaffenweiler and Jasper, and we support big time our student exchange program, big fundraisers for that. So it does give me a lot of pride to be president of a club that's so strongly committed to keeping our heritage alive.
What kind of activities do you have during the year?
Well, we have auctions in November. That 100% of the proceeds go toward our German exchange student program. We are involved in the sister cities. Of course, that city of the administration tied in with the administration over in Pfaffenweiler. Very close ties. And of course, our citizens are very closely interrelated. But we have a lot of fun at the German Club. Our dues are only $10 a year, and you get that back after one meeting with all the food and drink that we offer every time, and normally have great programs for that. But we're actively involved in the community and various activities, supporting whatever we can to make the community a better place to live.
I know a lot of people, they're very happy the way the sister city thing worked out with Pfaffenweiler. That's just continued to grow and grow. I know you guys are a part of that as well.
Oh yeah, we have close ties with Pfaffenweiler. I know when Dieter Hahn was mayor, he came over, we took him out to our Beaver Lake cabin, went on a boat cruise, treated him to a fish fry, and he enjoyed that afternoon so much, getting out of the limelight and truly knowing we as people rather than the positions we hold.
Yeah, and you guys also operate a very popular booth at the Strassenfest down on South Main. All the food is very good at the Strassenfest, but you guys take a lot of pride in your booth and have a lot of people down there working this weekend, don't you, Bernie?
Oh yeah, I tell you what, I got to salute Pat and Phyllis Schuler. They're our booth chairman and wonderful people. They work their tails off nonstop. I tell Phyllis, you got to slow down a little bit here. But anyhow, it is there's 100 and some people to run that booth for these 3 days, and we do stick strictly to our German heritage on our food selection, our brats and knotwurst and Wiener Schnitzel and sauerkraut and the whole papa. I mean, we really keep it alive down there. Have a lot of fun working together, bringing this off. So yeah, we're really proud to be a German Club member.
All right, Bernie, thanks a lot for coming by. We appreciate your help the last couple of years since you've come by.
You're welcome. Thank you, Kurt.
All right, that's Bernie Jeffries, the president of the Jasper German Club. And again, enjoy this year's Strassenfest, all kinds of activities starting tonight in downtown Jasper and throughout the city, culminating, of course, Sunday with the gigantic parade in the streets of Jasper. Hope you've enjoyed this edition of Strassenfest Live here on WJTS 18 and WBDC Radio. For all our sponsors, we appreciate their help as well, and enjoy this weekend's Strassenfest.
Auf Wiedersehen.